EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us in South America in the vibrant and colorful Brazilian beachside city of Rio de Janeiro. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here, as it'll be the Nighthawks of Anchorage taking on the Antlers of Rio de Janeiro. On the visitors' sideline, their head coach. His guys just 2 wins over their last 6 games. On the other side, the head coach of the home team. His guys back home following their international trip a week ago. So we'll see if all that traveling has any lingering effects going forward. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the 1 interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. When you look at this defense, they were very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And what I saw on film was nearly an unstoppable pass rush. They had 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries. So now do you just max protect on offense, keep everyone in, and run 1 or 2 receiver routes to make sure your quarterback stays up? We'll soon find out.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Back to throw. Morrow. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
And part of why they came to this week with a winning record is that they feed off of mistakes like this. And now it's a prime opportunity, just moments in the game to get a short field touchdown off of their big defensive play. Now on the other side, they were already the underdog in this one. They just made their uphill battle just a little bit tougher.
So now you've got their offense coming out for the first time with great initial field position. And leading them out is their rookie quarterback, the young man out of Alabama.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Now a play fake here on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They get him that time thanks to the safety blitz as he sank for a loss of 4. So after the sack here, 2nd and 14. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Pilardi now on to punt as he sends this one away. And this ball is going to be down now right at the 10-yard line. Good spot. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. Remember last time out they threw the interception on their first drive. Good news, their defense backed them up, so it's still 0-0 here as they begin their 2nd possession.
Yeah, and one great way to judge a defense, how do they handle what we call sudden change? When all of a sudden, it goes against their offense and have to run out in the field and try and put out the fire. Give this one great kudos for getting out there and not letting that interception lead to points.
Excellent job by them defensively.
Now a fake on the jet sweep, and off the play action, he'll look to throw it. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25.
That's good.
Give him 14 on that one, and a first down.
First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Up the middle, it's Edwards. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Operating from the gun, Morrow. And he can't escape, and down he goes. It'll go as a loss of 3 on the sack, and it brings up 3rd down.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Just a gain of a couple there. And that'll bring up 4th down. And they'll send out their punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And out will come the offense as they take over. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. They currently sit 1 game over 500 thanks to their victory a week ago. Yeah, Charles, they've been really an up-and-down team all year. Do you think that they have enough to get into the playoffs?
Well, you did mention they've been up and down all year, so to me, it depends on what week you catch them. When they're at their best, I think they're definitely playoff-worthy. But to me, they haven't been able to bring the intensity week in and week out, and that could be their Achilles heel.
Another run on 2nd down with Carter. Hey, look at this defense. They enter this one 18th in the NFL in stopping the run.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up 4th down. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. Looking into the raindrops, and he muffs it. And no return on this one as that kicks out of bounds, so they'll start just outside of their own 30-yard line. Looking to put a drive together. Off the bootleg. Morrow in trouble, and he's taken down. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Looking to throw. Morrow setting up the screen here to Edwards. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Back to throw. Morrow. He finds his man, complete. It's Chavez. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
A gain of 7. 1st down, Nighthawks.
Looking to throw. Morrow. Complete here to the right to Bolden. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Complete to number 2.
So from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd and 2.
2nd and 2 at the 26-yard line.
He finds Bolden. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
It's a gain of 10.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
They'll run on first down. It's Bowman. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. Back to throw. Morrow. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And that is too far out in front of his intended target. Incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up fourth down.
And his kick is good. And that'll make it 3-0 here in the first. So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point a drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
At their own 26-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Hayes. Little underneath throw into the hands of Walker. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's our home team with possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Carter straight ahead. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Ready, go!
Carter once more. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
He's tackled at the 34-yard
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
Carter on the toss right. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5. Looking to throw. Hayes. And he fires one, but incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Out comes Anchorage to take over offensively. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Off play action. Morrow. He finds his man complete. That's Chavez. And he'll be across the 30-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
It's a gain of 10. And an Anchorage first down.
On the counter, it's Edwards. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
He's taken down.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Up the middle, here's Edwards. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
First down.
Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
To the sideline and incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
They'll take over first down 10 at their own 32-yard line.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down, but a nice little gain. Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and a couple.
At the 40-yard line.
A give, Carter running right. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. The offense on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And boy, from up here, I don't think Johnson got there. No, he did not. So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Out comes Anchorage to take over offensively. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
2nd quarter, 2 minutes remain, 3-0 our score. From the 32-yard line now, here's a 2nd down and 6. Operating from the gun, Morrow. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. Well, interceptions have been a problem in this one. If he could have gotten his feet down here, it would have been another.
Would have been a huge one. They've had a great game taking the ball away. Thought they had another one, just unable to get those cleats in bounds.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun, Morrow. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up fourth down.
So they bring out their punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Now the Rio offense set to take over. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic.
A great effort there with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And his guys have taken the lead. And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
And partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again, and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
Chad Ryland now to add the PAT. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. 1 play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. Ryland now following the touchdown, back out to kick it away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Out comes Anchorage to take over offensively. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Operating from the gun, Morrow. This one taken in by Stover. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
That's good for an Anchorage.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he throws.
The Antlers offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big hole after big hole to run through in this first half. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A big play there. His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Antlers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. So after the field goal, Ryland back out as he'll send this one away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Out comes Anchorage to take over offensively. Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves,
Looking for Bolden, and it's intercepted. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. So that now 2 consecutive drives that have ended in interceptions. You wonder if he's trying to do a little too much out there.
Oh, I like where you're going with that maybe he's pressing it a little bit, trying to be too fine with his throws, or maybe overestimating his arm. It could be a combination of all of those things. In any event, he's got to get it figured out in a hurry.
And just not enough on the throw there, down around his feet and incomplete. 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Hayes. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Little underneath throw into the hands of Walker. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say, we'll see what happens. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. So halftime straight ahead, and that means we go to Scott Hanson. It is our EA Sports past the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game. We skip halftime and get right back to the action. Set to begin the 3rd quarter. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the 2nd half. And he won't quite make it to the 25. This offense ready to go to begin this 3rd quarter. Well, they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this 2nd half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield. That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
They'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a 1st down.
And a Rio first down. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
A give up the middle to Carter. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 9. Off the bootleg. Hayes. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Looking to throw. Hayes. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A gain of 13 and also the 1st down.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
Repeat of the last play, finding Walker. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. They go right back to him for 20 and a first.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
A handoff to Carter. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's second down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Another run on second down with Carter. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. They got to get it to the 21 here on third down. Back to throw. Hayes. Throw right side complete to Carter. And oh, he's just going to be short here. Barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
And his kick is good. But now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about. And this is going to be roughing the kicker, an inexcusable penalty, Charles.
You've worked so hard to hold him to a 3-point kick. Now you're giving him the ball again with a chance for a touchdown.
Ready? Liking 18. Ready?
Running left on the handoff, Carter. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A 10-yard touchdown run. And the Antlers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical, that's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Out comes Anchorage to take over offensively. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard.
Brings up 3rd and inches.
They'll try and run for the first with Edwards. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
First down. A gamble rubber on the play. And an Anchorage first down.
They'll go back to Edwards on first down. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. 63 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it second and 9. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
The passing game's been struggling a bit today, and that was the latest example. Haven't been getting much yardage out of it, and now on his back after the last play, he faces 3rd and long.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Back to throw here. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. They bring their punter out there now, as he's on here to punt it away. Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
A quick throw there is incomplete. Well, the incompletion, but now we also have an injured player. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Out of the gun now on third down. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Walker. And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get him to the ground at about the 23. Here's Michael Pilardi now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. So possession goes over here on the punt. Out comes Anchorage to take over offensively. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Give them 12 yards on that one. It earns them a fresh set of downs.
And an Anchorage first down.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back to throw now on first down. Over the middle, complete. It's Chavez. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. 25 yards there on the catch and run. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Looking left side, and he's got him in. That's Edwards. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag is down. This could possibly be a push-off. Looked like some hands both ways. They got it on the offense.
And sometimes there's a fine line between being the receiver and the DB, and he knocked that one away. Might have caused an incompletion that could have been an interception.
They'll drop the throw. All right, Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. I think it's safe to say this is a game he's not going to forget anytime soon, Charles. 3 interceptions.
It's rare that we see 3 interceptions by one team, let alone by an individual. And I think that after the second one, he's probably telling his teammates, any ball that's in the air, it's going to be mine. And that turned out to be true.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 16-yard line.
They'll go again with Carter. And he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. This offense so far on 3rd down, just 1 conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This is 3rd and 7. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down. Here's Michael Pilardi now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards. Out comes Anchorage to take over offensively. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. He'll drop to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Edwards. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Now back to throw. And boy, another ill-advised throw there as that will wind up incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. He's got this complete to Stover, the tight end. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
A gain of 17 yards. And an Anchorage first down.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. And he returns it here to his own 18-yard line.
They'll take over 1st down.
Looking to put a drive together.
18-yard line.
Here we go.
They'll start on the ground. Carter. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20.
Taken down at the 19.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9.
Off the play fake. Hayes. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There was a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
From the gun on 3rd down. Hayes. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
3rd down is the down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. The name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. Out comes Anchorage to take over offensively. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. Ball placed at the 45 for 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 at the 45-yard line.
Looking to throw. Morrow. Over the middle, complete. It's Chavez.
A gain of 6.
They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And boy, another ill-advised throw there as that will wind up incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10.
Back to throw again. Throw left side complete. That's Chavez. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it.
First down. It's a gain.
It looks like they'll move things around here.
First down, Nighthawks.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Touchdown! A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Nighthawks are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you'd kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Now the extra point. It's up and good, and the lead is down now at 11. It's 21-10. So the drive there took 6 plays. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And it looks like this one won't work out. Hands team able to secure the football. The risk reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
At the 41-yard line.
Another run on second down with Carter. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. And now whistles blow here. Play has stopped him. We're going to get a timeout. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning. And we'll be back. Now here's a whistle and a timeout. It's called by the receiving team here. That will be their 3rd and final stoppage, as they'll only have the 2-minute warning now remaining. And they'll get to this and touch it. Looks like, yeah, right at the 15-yard line here. Out comes Anchorage to take over offensively. Well, still a long way to go, but trending upward. They scored the last time out, you remember. Then their defense forced the punt. Now they try to inch closer, but still ultimately down 2 scores in the final quarter. Well, there's still hope, but it's dwindling fast. No timeouts left. They need 2 scores still. 1st and 10 here.
And an Anchorage first down.
Back to throw. Morrow. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Here's second down and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
And the tight end goes in motion left. 2nd and 3. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be taken down after big yardage, but folks, there is a flag down, and they're already walking this one back. Well, so much for the first down.
And they could have, would have, should have had a first down, but my English teacher's not going to be happy with this one. They did not.
Operating from the gun. Morrow. Interception made over the middle. This is Bolden. And he'll get 2 or 3 out of that one, as that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Well, the elements, the crowd, the situation, this is NFL football at its best. Here's 3rd down. Looking to throw. Morrow. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
It's got to have it time. 4th and 9. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. Game in hand, the offense takes the knee. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turn.